All right, I just need a motion to put a resolution for the Health and Human Services Campus County Board Representative on the floor, please. Linda and Betty, thank you. All right, who wants to kick this off?
Mr. Chairman, would you like me to summarize it for the committee?
Yes, please.
Okay. So at a prior committee meeting, and maybe even at a prior board meeting, the committee and the board has requested that one of its members be appointed to work with and provide recommendations to Monica and myself, who are the project managers on the administrative side for the Health and Human Services Campus project during the remaining portions of the pre-construction phase and also during the construction phase. So this kind of would resemble what would be an owner's representative if we had a third-party consultant doing that work. We did that with the museum and just on the regulatory side, we also did that with the construction of the nursing home. But since the board would like to see it be a board member, we took our agreement with the owner's representative for the museum project and recast that in what would be a county board representative's role. And so the agenda briefing, the attachment, and the resolution lay out what the role and responsibilities of a county board representative would be. I'm happy to walk through those, although they're articulated very well in the packet. The resolution would both adopt those roles and responsibilities and would affirm the chairman's appointment for who would serve in that role. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. I think we're fortunate to have a county board member who has some knowledge, and we can kind of leverage that knowledge for our benefit. So does anybody have any questions or comments on this? Mr. Ruland, any?
I do have a few comments. When this was first brought up and I was asked to serve in this capacity, I said I had a couple conditions. Number one, a job description, and I am very satisfied that job description is a worthwhile one. And to point out, there is one line in there about having doing a review of the drawings for cost savings. I think there is some substantial cost savings to be made in the way this building is built, and I'm anxious to meet with the architects, meet with the health committee, and discuss those things. But I want to make the point that cost savings in construction are best done before the construction starts. Specifically to this situation, some things that I might suggest would have to do with the foundation, the very first thing that we would be doing in a construction process. So I think it's important to move carefully towards construction until we've taken out every cost that we possibly can, or at least the ones that are most impactful. The second thing that I asked for if I was to serve in this position was evidence of a fully funded project. And with what is currently budgeted and what is being talked about as the expectation of where the bids come in, there is a difference. I'm willing to serve until such time as we find that difference may not be overcome. But I think with the intent that a budget amendment could be agreed to, I just think we need to make sure we know where the money's coming from before we dive into this. So I'm willing to serve in this capacity, but I will be more insistent as time goes by that a budget amendment that avoids taking money from the general fund that avoids any bond issue. Depending on where those numbers come in, that could be an easy job or a difficult job. I want to remind everybody about our own budget documentation that shows our budget, our general fund reserves. There is you probably can't see what I'm holding up, but there's two lines on this graph that intersect in about 2034. Depending on how much money we take from the general fund reserves to pay the difference, we could potentially see those two lines intersecting in 2027 or 28. That's just a few years down the road. So the budget amendment, how this building gets funded, is critical to its success. I want to make that point. I think that's probably the most important milestone that is approaching, and I'll leave it at that.
Thank you very much. Does anybody else have any other comments? Okay. All those in favor, please state aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Thank you. Do we have any public comments? Miscellaneous? Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you.